Thank you for joining us back again to discuss the very next episode of Daredevil Born Again Season 2. My name is Cedar Superior, and I'm here with my co-host, Vibrant and Vic. What's that?
What's happening? How you
What's
doing?
where would you rate tonight's show? Like, 5 stars being the best, one
Five,
star being absolute trash. Where do you
five,
feel
five,
this is?
five,
5? Okay,
five.
it was a good episode. I'm not gonna hold you. It was a good episode. So much happened. It was given very much, Daredevil Netflix era. Yeah, I really enjoyed tonight's episode. Let's get into it. Essentially, Bullseye is on the loose. He gets confronted by Daredevil. Wilson Fisk has his day in the boxing ring. Hey, what's up, Silhouette Animator? And chaos ensues. I have a couple notes because I want to know, what do you think about Bullseye? Bullseye seems to be on this mission. He is referring to himself as a good guy, like he's on the good guy team. Do
Hmm.
you feel that Bullseye is a hero, anti-hero, delusional villain? Where do you feel like he lands?
No, I think he's just getting his clap back.
Okay,
Straight up.
okay.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think he's just trying to get his clap back, and he's trying to get on the side of the good guy as doing the right thing by taking out the bad guy. But the reality is that if he didn't go to jail and deal with all of that,
Mhm.
he wouldn't be on this rampage. And like what I appreciate about him as a bad guy is that he's incredibly calculated.
Yes.
He is
Uh-huh.
very, very calculated. And it's just like,
But like
wow.
in a weird way, he's calculated, but isn't socially aware. It's it's almost as if
No,
he's
I think
there's
he is. Look how nice he
no,
was to that
no,
old lady.
no,
He
but
is
the way he
incredibly
played her,
manipulative.
no, he played her at the end. That's why I don't know if he's socially aware. Even when he called for when he was in the diner, right? In this scene before the task force shows up, right?
Mhm.
He puts in a fake call saying that the Punisher's there, but it wasn't a convincing call whatsoever. His tone of voice, he just seems like he isn't really in tune with human emotions. It was like almost like an alien trying to act like a human.
Well, I see what you're saying, but I mean, clearly he was effective because look, the milkshake and then the old lady in the apartment, like
Okay.
he knows how to talk to people to get what he needs. I mean, this guy is just um I would say that he's definitely socially awkward,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'll give you that. But as far as like knowing how to talk to people, he's certainly not scared to talk to people.
No.
Put it that way.
Uh-uh.
He's not. He's
Yes.
not. He's not afraid to talk. He's not like an incel type of person.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and
can agree.
man, like his just ability to just even to throw quarters like behind,
Yeah. That
dude
fight scene in the
is
diner, that was probably my favorite fight scene of the season so far.
yes.
It was really well done. The whole opening of the show kind of felt like a movie. It didn't even feel like we were watching like a show. It just felt like a movie.
This whole episode felt like a movie. Like
Yeah.
it was.
What's up, Silhouette Animator? Yeah, doing good, doing good. Excited to be here and talk about the show. Um,
Bro, you need to
that brings up the
drop
question.
some of that knowledge, animator, because
Oh yeah,
I know you got it. Because this right here was the real kingpin, and I know you got something to say.
yeah.
Come in.
And you know what? I'm glad you're here because I have a question for you in the comments. I also have a question for Vic here. Do you think that Bullseye is a mutant? Because the things that he does with these, anything, it
See,
seems beyond the ability
now you're
of
reaching.
human.
I
Huh?
mean, it's Marvel, so maybe you can reach, but now I feel like you're reaching.
I don't think
But
so because how is he making these impossible shots? How is he killing people with spoons from a distance? How is he not even looking and then like tossing and getting stuff in the head? And it seems like there are more than one. I feel like there's more than one mutant. And we already know Jessica Jones has some sort of ability, right? Luke Cage has an ability. Like I think that Bullseye has an ability, right?
I don't
We just
know. I mean, I don't know because this show is so I don't even know if they want to go that route, but you might be right. But the reality is that like this show is so Batman.
Uh-huh.
What I mean by Batman is like it's a guy that knows how to fight, that has all of these tools, and he happens to be blind, and the lawyer, and then the other people that are involved, the Punisher. It's a
Yeah.
guy that knows how to fight, and walks around with a bunch of guns and is on some vigilante shit. The
Uh-huh.
Zorro guy from last week, the
Yeah.
guy with a sword that walks around
Yeah.
kicking ass, right?
Yeah.
And then Poindexter, for him to all of a sudden, to have mutant powers, I don't know. I feel like that takes away from the whole thing, right? I mean, you might be right because
Uh-huh.
it's Marvel.
So Silhouette Animator says that he feels like he's definitely enhanced. They put that spinal like thing in him we saw from I think the last season of the Netflix era show, and they kind of called back to it in the first season of Born Again. And they
Mm.
said he potentially so he's gifted with something superhuman. I don't. I think he's a full out mutant, guys. I'm calling it here. I think he's has some sort of mutant ability. Also, Fisk with all of that extra strength, he survived bullets through the eye. He has all. He might have like a little something. He just might be enhanced. I'm not really ready to call Fisk a full mutant at this point, but I'm going bullseye. I think he's a mutant. I'm saying
If
it.
Bullseye's a mutant, then Fist definitely got some super serum.
He got something.
He got
Mhm.
then Fist definitely got something. If that's the direction that where they're gonna go, then both of them definitely have something because those abilities are definitely just amazing. Oh, look, Buck is another one.
Yeah, Buck has.
Buck
He's
is
yeah.
yeah.
007.
Mm-hmm.
I used to
Mm-hmm.
sit back here. I got there you go. Buck. He's
Yeah.
definitely some I don't know. I don't he's just really, really fast. He's got like lightning draw, quick draw McGraw.
Mm-hmm.
So he was in this
Mm-hmm.
episode. I was actually surprised to see Mr. Charles back so soon. I honestly for a second I thought he was going to be like a one and done, but we did see him this episode kind of reminding Fisk like, hey, we have an agreement, you and my, superiors. What's up? Because Fisk is still sitting on all the weapons from the Northern Star, right? It's
I,
still just at the port, like, bro,
I thought
what's taking
Fist
so long?
I thought Fist was about to crack his jaw.
Yes,
I
the way
really did.
he lets him talk to him, the way Charles talks to him, I was surprised that Fisk allowed it as much as he did, and I was glad that Buck didn't end up shooting those guys
Mm.
because why is Fisk letting him sun him so deeply in these
I mean,
episodes?
he's got the merch that's bringing him his
Uh,
power. He's got the product that's bringing him all his money. Because at the end of the day, those guns is what funds it.
mhm.
Those kind of moves. So Fisk is also somebody that's very calculated. Like he knows he can't make that move. But the other guy, he's calculated too because look, once Buck decided to shoot them,
Uh-huh.
Fisk was pretty much just giving him a message like, listen, man, this next time you come to see me, call.
Yeah.
It's courteous.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And he left doing something very uncourteous by just, downing his two entries. And the guy at the end was just like, fuck. I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
Fitz
I didn't
doesn't
see
like that.
that.
He likes decorum. He likes,
Hmm.
order. He doesn't like all of this. But
And
well,
that makes sense. That's respectable. Because I mean, this guy
yeah.
just, he comes through and he's intimidating in like a jokey way, kind of like the Riddler, which is just perfect for him.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
that doesn't vibe with everybody, like the kids say.
So Silhouetted Animator says Charles has to be an alias. It says some fans are saying he could be Henry Grinch. Am I saying that? Gingrich. Well, Henry Gingrich. That sounds right. Who is that? I feel like I've heard that name before.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, tell us who that is. But also in the episode, we see that Paige and Kirsten do take the statement from this first mate from the Northern Star, and of course, because no one can have a happy ending in the land of Daredevil, he gets offed by the task force.
Yep.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming as
Yeah,
soon as they got this man on record.
that's
He
true.
wasn't going to survive. Poor guy.
Yeah.
It's X-Men villain. Oh, X-Men villain. Okay, maybe that's why I heard his name before.
That sounds
Evil
familiar.
government guy. Okay, starting
Mhm.
to draw some memories here.
Okay.
Also in the episode, we see was it Angela? The new white tiger. She's walking around with her uncle's amulet on. Now, my question is, right? I vaguely remember them kind of hinting at or even flat out saying that the amulet gives you some sort of additional abilities. Are they retconning this in season 2? Because so far, Angela hasn't shown any kind of additional abilities beyond bravery. She's just brave, getting the job done. I haven't seen no extra strength. I haven't seen no super speed. I haven't seen her ducking and dodging bullets like she's, Deadpool out here.
I
Is it a
mean,
retcon?
it's giving um damn, what's her name? From Captain Marvel.
From Captain Marvel?
You know, when
Miss
she was
Marvel?
a
You talking
little
about Miss
girl.
Marvel?
No, no, not the Indian girl. The other girl, the black girl. What's her name?
The black girl from Miss. Oh wait, I'm
Rambo.
talking about.
Rambo. It's giving Rambo. Remember when
Oh,
Rambo was a little girl, and then they were
oh,
just teasing
okay.
her like, "Oh, you don't know what's gonna happen," and then all of a sudden Wanda shows up and Rambo's there kicking ass. You
Yeah,
know what I
but
mean? I think it's just a teaser for later.
she's doing all of this brave, strong stuff. Like, what did you say? She's brave and strong because she's brave and strong, right? But
Yeah.
she has
No,
the
I
amulet.
mean, I don't think they're gonna do much with her because look, even Daredevil's girl, she's just like, nah, man, I'm not trying to get you involved.
Paige.
You fly. Like Paige is all like, no, stop it. Like, get out of here. You want to get involved and all. And this little kid is just like, I need to help. I need to help somehow
Let me
because
do
my
it.
uncle. Let me do something. Let me climb the
Mhm.
tree or something.
Yeah.
Let me hold something. You know.
And she gives her the chip or whatever it was, but she passes it on to that young boy from the previous episode, who in turn passes it on to BB
The
as the
way they did it was
BB and
smart.
Daniel. What'd you say?
The way they did it was smart.
Oh yeah, him pretending to take a picture with her, dropping it in her pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I almost thought that Daniel knew because the way that they lingered on that scene of BB looking at him and him looking at her like he was suspicious. But Daniel didn't put it together. Like he's not.
He knows what time it is. The only reason she's alive is because he hasn't ratted her out. He knows what time it is. Come on. He was sitting there talking to Buck like, "Oh, don't you think it's kind of funny? Don't you think it's kind of flattering? Don't you think you're trying to, you know what I mean?" Like,
Wait,
he's
so
trying to
you think
say,
he knows that
"Oh
that?
yeah, he knows. He's
Oh,
not stupid. He's not dumb. He knows what time it is." And mind you, as soon as the picture was done, did you see the face that he gave her?
yeah.
You see the look that he gave her, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, all right, whatever."
So
You
he's
know what I
just
mean?
playing along, is what you think?
Yeah, because I mean, at the same time, he's still trying to smash.
Oh yeah,
He's still trying to smash. So he's
he's
putting
playing
up with
along. Can he
whatever.
get them draws? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, let him get them draws and see how fast he turn around on her.
Oh, then it's all out the window. Huh? She about
All
to.
out the window as soon as he gets that.
He about to hand her to fix himself after that.
Mm-hmm.
That is messed up. Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, TG. What did it say? She needs more depth besides being brave. Oh,
I
Angela.
agree.
Yeah, I agree. They need to. I wish that they honestly, I'm not too bad with how they're kind of rolling her out. Like, she is a young girl and all of that. But I do wish there was some more consistency with this amulet situation. That's all I'm gonna say. Flash over to Kirsten. We see Kirsten. She gets raided by the freaking task force because of what I think is called Better Streets Initiative or Safer Streets Initiative, which pretty much allows the task force to can walk up in your place without a warrant, without probable cause, just to go in there, right? Which is crazy. And Daredevil Born Again is very brave and poignant with their characterizations of this task force. It's a lot of parallels with what we're seeing in today's world currently. And I think it's very interesting how they're able to do that, right? I'm very shocked that this is coming from like a Disney property, how much they're going there with their statements. of
Well,
today's circumstances.
the biggest difference that I see, at least, and I don't know if it's this season or just this version.
Hmm.
Uh, there was a part of me before that got to know Matt Murdock, the lawyer.
Hmm.
We're not really seeing much of that, if any of that.
Yeah.
Like he's not necessarily, he is on some, he's just responding to what's happening with the mayor. And it's lawlessness. And
Hmm.
so, um, all of his, like, because they used to show stories where, like, he got his wins in the court of law. And
Hmm.
now you don't necessarily see him doing any of that. I mean, mind you, the story arc is where he's hiding and doing all of these other things. But the thing is that there was a point where they put an emphasis on him being a lawyer, even to the point where they added him into She-Hulk.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But they don't do that necessarily here.
No, not in this
Uh,
season. Yeah, he's on the run.
yeah,
He's not even working at all with, his partner, which is Kirsten. She's
yeah.
there. She's taking on the full workload herself. I don't know how she's doing it.
She's the
Um,
entire lawyer part of the show.
yeah, she's the
Really,
only one. It used to be what Matt Murdock and Foggy and
it
everybody.
was
Now it's just
it
Kirsten's
was
firm at
a whole team, exactly. And then and now the other thing that I find odd is the police officer that almost lost
Kyle.
his life. Yeah,
Oh,
like
well, the black guy.
yeah. So now
Uh-huh.
after that whole hospital scene when he was surrounded by all of his peers.
Uh-huh.
That's it. Nothing. Dead silence. And I'm shocked by that. I'm shocked that like they haven't at least gone to see him or anything.
Cherry.
Because he's still alive. It's not like he's
Yeah.
dead.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we gotta wait for another episode. But Cherry, Cherry and Kirsten, they're basically the main people that are on the job. But
Mm-hmm.
you barely see anything now. So everything here is there's lawlessness. There's Daredevil, that is, and I think he's struggling with that more than
Mm-hmm.
anything else because he doesn't want to kill Fisk.
Yeah. Still to this day, and that even what came up as a point of contention in later in the episode when we see the fight break out, or at least the fight happen between Bullseye and Daredevil.
Hmm.
He basically said, "I'm here to do what you couldn't," and to even the
Yes,
scales and yada yada yada.
yes,
So
exactly. For
he said, "I
justice,
won't allow you to make a murder out of Fisk."
which is exactly what would happen, right?
To some, yeah,
Because
yeah.
let's be real. If
But
if the president got hit for real
uh-huh,
and it ended him,
uh-huh.
that's exactly what would have happened.
But is it worse that he's out on the street still doing what he needs to do, or is it worse to make him a martyr? Because at the end of the martyr is in the past, right? It's
Yeah,
all
I know a martyr's in the past, but his message sticks around.
his message of a cleaner New York.
Yeah,
It's
his message. Listen, man. Do you think MAGA's gonna die with Donald Trump? Hell no.
uh,
You know what I mean? Hell no. That's not good. That kind of thing is not gonna happen. Like, look, Nazism didn't die with Hitler.
I will
Like,
say,
the message is gonna stick. It's gonna stick around, and there's gonna be you chop off the head of a snake, and there's gonna be another.
I even if they were okay, so given that this is Marvel and everything's connected, right? This is supposed to
Mhm.
be canon to everything else. It's going to be, Spider-Man crossovers and stuff with the Punisher and
Yes.
Spider-Man, with even what's her name being mentioned and name dropped in this season.
Ooh,
Um,
great.
Even if they were to, off Fisk and make his anti-vigilante kind of campaign message a thing, make it like, something that people back because he's dead.
Mhm.
I'm not sure how far that will go, given that we're in the Marvel universe. Freaking what's her name just talked about the new Avengers and the Thunderbolts. They're vigilantes, mass vigilantes. We
Mhm.
had the whole freaking original Avengers saving lives for all these years. So I don't think one mayor being offed by one vigilante is going to galvanize the whole of people to say, "Oh yeah, we don't need these superheroes." Unless They, like I said, they're making these guys a mutant. If they make Bullseye a mutant, I can see people saying we don't like the mutants because they already don't like the mutants in the X-Men in universe, right? There's always a big thing about people not feeling safe around the mutants, the government trying to get rid of the mutants. So that's how I feel they're trying to tie in mutants, and that's why Bullseye is a mutant.
You just really going hard on this mutant thing.
I don't think he's a mutant because who's at this point in the MCU, who's going to look at a superhero and say, no, these are the bad guys after all of these years of them saving the planet? Nope, it's got to be the mutants who they've got to make that separation. So now it's about to be the mutants versus the superheroes, and that's how they're going to, logic it to make sense. That's what I think. But anyway, we got a couple comments here. Let's see. Start up here. Let's start up here. I think no matter what, Matt wants Fisk to suffer and live with his failure. Okay. It seems like it's a slow build up to me with what they're doing. Oh, you think the show so far has been a slow build up? I feel like it's been pretty well paced this season for sure. Damnation of sorts. Peter Parker isn't going to risk losing his college graduation by beating up AVTF. That's true. That is true. He needs all the scholarship money he can get. He's broke this new movie. The Thunderbolts are exempt. We said the government. They are government sanctioned. Okay, all right. That's a good point. It's situational. What else you got here? They are setting up damage control that way too. Oh yeah, and what's that in Wonder Man? Those guys trying to get the people with powers. I think that's what they're trying to happen here. Bullseye. Yeah, and Wonder Man and Miss Marvel, right? They were looking for her as well. But anyway, at the end of the episode, during the match, right? Of course, Wilson Fisk goes crazy in the ring. We already knew he was about to go ham, but when Vanessa showed up in that fire white dress, looking bad to the bone, I said, yes, Vanessa, show up with the white dress, looking good. After speaking with the governor and getting the governor to back Fisk, she shows up back in the boxing ring, and unfortunately Bullseye also shows up and makes a shot, and it looks as if the shot was trying to go towards Fisk, and when Fisk hit it with his winning belt, shards went and got into our girl Vanessa.
Facts. I didn't see that coming.
Oh no, I thought something was going to happen, but I wasn't sure it was going to be like a full death. But she's gone, guys. That's what they said. That's all she wrote. That's what the script
crazy. For them to kill her. I mean, I don't know how many seasons this is going to be or anything like that before. It just feels like a character that gets killed like around the end. Right? And for this to happen, man, and the way that it happened was interesting.
Because Fisk had a hand in it. If he would have never hit it in that way, the shards wouldn't have got it, because it looked like as if Bullseye was aiming towards him.
I think Bullseye knew exactly what he was doing. I think that Bullseye is very, very calculated in that way.
Okay.
I think he knew that Fisk was going to try to protect her. And I think he also knew that Daredevil was going to try to stop it. And he threw something that didn't seem as deadly, but then became just as deadly. So you might be right. Maybe he is a mutant. You know what I mean? Because his precision was just...
It's crazy, right?
Insane. How you throw a Wilson Fisk souvenir, a New York souvenir, he hits it, it breaks, and then bomb, it hits it right in the temple. Like, that's crazy. Too freaking precise. And mind you, what's genius about the whole thing is that nobody saw that coming.
See, and also because Vanessa is Fisk's better half. She can kind of rein him in. She also is honestly, she's very calculating herself. And honestly, she really didn't need Fisk. She could have had her own political
campaign. She tried to kill him.
Yeah.
The setup to kill Fisk.
In the last season, are they trying to retcon that too? Because that wasn't mentioned at all.
I think the governor knows this. The governor was just like, yo, you could have did this yourself. Why
See,
him?
I think the government just thinks she's a classy lady and she likes how she operates.
No,
There's something about Vanessa that's very alluring,
I
right?
think that the governor knows how cunning Vanessa is and how
Mm-hmm.
slick she is. I think Vanessa wanted, Vanessa loves power. I think
Mm-hmm.
she wanted, she even said, she was like, look, I didn't think it was going to be him, but then it ended up being him.
Yeah.
She has no choice. Come on. They're watching her like a hawk.
Yeah.
Like she might be pretending. And she had a whole little boy toy before.
Oh yeah, the other guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
R.I.P.
after that, she's doing what she got to do. And she's basically saying that in so many words, but it all ended up biting her in the ass because at the end of the day, like Poindexter would not be around if it wasn't for Vanessa.
Yep. That's what happened. She kind of had a hand in her own demise. But we're going to see where this leads. Because Wilson Fisk, that was his woman, right? So with her being gone, him knowing who's behind it, it's going to be all hell breaking loose next episode, or at least next few episodes. But that is our discussion, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Please like the video if you like the video, and join us next. Oh, actually, join us tomorrow for our prime time, where we'll be talking about the shows on Amazon Prime, aka The Boys and Invincible. We're going to be doing them back to back to discuss the newest episodes of those shows. But if you strictly like Daredevil, join us next week's this same time, same place to discuss it. All right. See you later. Goodbye. Thanks for being here. Adios.